came into college absolutely wanting to study abroad, and that's one of the reasons why I came to JMU.
And while we're here, we're learning about the people and the culture, and that's not something you can be taught necessarily in a classroom.
Study abroad is definitely a personal decision, and you're going to grow so much yourself. You are doing so many things independently.
It's eye-opening, being able to step out of the bubble of America and seeing different cultures.
Everything you learned, you definitely take back with you, so I would definitely say to study abroad.
Unlike anything that I've ever done before, and I imagine that most other people would have done before. It's an experience that I think you'll only get once, and I think everyone should do it.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to JMU's Choices, where we'll be live streaming this evening about study abroad. We're excited to have you with us and look forward to sharing with you about the incredible international opportunities that are available to you as JMU students. We'll get to as many questions as we can here today, but be sure to follow along with us on social media as we share more about what study abroad looks like at JMU. And whether you're tuning in with us on Facebook or YouTube, make sure you enter any questions you have for us in the chat box. We'll kick things off by introducing the panel, which includes study abroad staff and current JMU students who have participated in a study abroad program. I'll be your moderator today, and my name is Taryn Roberts, Director of Study Abroad here at JMU. I feel fortunate to have participated in several study abroad programs during my time as an undergraduate, and they were truly some of the best experiences of my time in college and ultimately led me to my career. I've had the pleasure now of working in the field of international ed and at JMU for 6 years.
Hey everyone, my name is Katie Sensabaugh, and I'm the Assistant Director of Study Abroad. I've been in the office for a couple of years now, and I actually went to JMU as a student for my undergrad. I unfortunately did not have the opportunity to study abroad, which is definitely a big regret of mine, but I was able to go abroad for my international studies, where I lived in Cape Town, South Africa for a couple of years. Now in the office, I get to lead some programs and get to travel all over and see the amazing experiences that students have and love being part of their own stories.
Hello, everyone. My name is Pernell Whitfield. I am a study abroad advisor with JMU. I also am a double Duke, so I went here for undergrad and grad. During my undergraduate career, I had the opportunity to go abroad twice. I did a semester in London, and I did a summer in Ghana. And now as a study abroad advisor, I get to work with the Ghana program and go abroad sometimes. But yeah, welcome to JMU.
Hello, I'm Donna Sharps. I'm a study abroad advisor. I've worked a good number of years at JMU, working in different capacities, but always enjoyed the pleasure of getting to help students find a program and help them to get to where they want to go and study. I did not get to study abroad, but I've had the opportunity to see some of ours in progress and of our programs and see the students really benefiting and enjoying and changing their lives. So looking forward to helping you too.
Hi everyone, my name is Lexi Kakar and I'm a senior finance major from Manassas, Virginia. So I studied abroad my first time the summer after my freshman year. I went to Malta with the Honors College, and then I loved it so much. It was about a 3-week program that I wanted to go abroad longer. So I decided to go full semester abroad in Antwerp, Belgium with the College of Business. And I just love everything study abroad. I've been a global ambassador for 3 years. Now I'm a global Duke, and I'm also the study abroad intern. So I'm really excited to tell you more about study abroad.
Hi, I'm Kira. I'm a senior marketing and SMAD major. I did the COD 300 Antwerp program that Lexi also did during spring of 2019. And I was lucky enough to get to come back and still be a part of study abroad and do the design and marketing for a CGE.
Thank you, panelists. So throughout this Q&A session, you may hear us referring to different types of study abroad. And so for just a quick overview, there are a number of ways that a student can study abroad while they're at JMU. So first we have our JMU semester programs, which are our flagship programs that are run in collaboration with certain JMU colleges and departments. They're offered fall, spring, summer semesters. Students can take a full load of JMU credit, And there are a variety of course offerings and requirements for these programs. And we, along with the advisors and students, will be happy to share more details with you in a bit. We also have JMU short-term programs. And so these are typically held in the summer or over spring break. They're led by JMU faculty, offering anywhere from 3 to 9 JMU credits, lasting anywhere from 2 to 10 weeks. JMU actually ranks #1 in the country among our peers for the number of students that we send on short-term study abroad programs. That's a very popular term for JMU students to get abroad. We also have exchange partnerships with 19 universities around the world. So students will have the opportunity to enroll in one of our international partner universities, and then in exchange, a student from that university can come to JMU. There are also ways for students to go abroad on programs that are not run through JMU, and we call these external programs. So you may hear us say that a couple of times. So students can go abroad with an affiliate or an external provider or on another university's program that may better suit their needs. And then lastly, we have a few direct enrollment options with tutorial style learning at Oxford, Cambridge, and St. Andrews. And these programs can help fulfill major, minor, honors, or elective requirements at JMU. So we'll get to some questions now, and I'd like to begin with Lexi and Kira. And Lexi, you can start it off. If could both of you just share a little bit about your study abroad experience and what one of the main benefits of studying abroad was for you?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, I loved studying abroad. So I come from a family who doesn't really like to travel, so I'd never been anywhere. I didn't have a passport and had never been out of the country when I first did it. So the short-term program for me was a big deal. I wasn't sure how I would feel about it, if I would be homesick. I didn't experience any of that, and that's why I again decided to do the full semester. It was the greatest thing I ever did. My favorite part of college by far. The independence you gain from it, the realization that there's so much more out there than just the United States or just Virginia. In my instance, I'd never really been out of Virginia. So that was the main benefit for me, just realizing that there's a whole other world out there that you should see.
Lexi said it perfectly. But with the Antwerp program, I was gone for a whole semester. It was definitely a little frightening thinking about living in a country I'd never been to for so long, away from everything else that I'd known and everyone that I did know. But I think the biggest benefit right now is just the people that I've met through it. Like, I'm absolute best friends with some of the people that I was on that program with, and we've been able to connect through our abroad experience and been able to, converse about building that within our resume and in marketing ourselves for careers. And it's been a very great experience overall.
Thank you so much. And our first question today from the audience comes from Kara, and she is wondering what programs are offered for nursing majors. And so I'm going to give this to Katie, and Katie will also go over how students can search and find programs that might best fit their majors.
Yeah, hi Kara, thanks for the question. So in terms of nursing specifically, we have a variety of programs that run from year to year. The best thing to do is if you go to our website, you can click on search by major on the left-hand column, and you'll be able to look at major snapshots. On that page, you'll see several links to all of our majors. So for those of you who are looking for other specific ones, not just nursing, this is where I would start off. So if you go to the nursing page, for example, you'll see the programs that we were going to offer this summer, but unfortunately got canceled due to COVID-19. But that's an example of what a program might look like. For our short-term programs, that would probably be the best fit for a nursing major. And those do change year to year. So some of our programs run every year. Some of our programs run every other year, some of them every third year. So it's important to plan ahead of time. If you are interested in doing a nursing program where you study abroad, I would reach out to some of the directors of the programs that you see that pop up under the nursing and see maybe what some potential plans are to run this program. If it isn't a program that runs year after year, then you might need to plan your schedule accordingly and figure out when the best time to study abroad might be. That's the same information for any sort of major. If you look at our offerings that we have, you can go to our main page and scroll down and see our 90+ short-term programs that really do provide the most variety in terms of majors. Look to see if something sparks your interest, and then go ahead and get in contact with the program director or set up a meeting with our advisors in our office to see what you might be interested in. Additionally, even if you are a major that doesn't have a specific program for you, which we do have just a few of those, you might be able to take some credits that might be related to your gen ed credit or elective credits. And definitely look at our semester program offerings as well, where you can get some of those classes, even though it might not align exactly with nursing or whatever your major might be. There are other opportunities there. The last thing that I'll mention is our external partners, like Taryn mentioned. We have some external partners that we can potentially loop you in with if there's a specific program related to nursing that you might find that our provider could offer. Or if you wanted to link on to another university that has a nursing program that you could get cross credit or transfer credit for us, that's also an option. So there's a lot of variety. I hope that's not too much information, but definitely start with our website and look at the major snapshots as a first place to start with what you might be looking for.
Thank you, Katie. All right, our next question comes from Rodrigo, and he is wanting to know when programs will be open again, and really, I guess, the due dates for programs. So, Pernell, if you don't mind talking through what the timeline for applying to a study abroad program looks like.
Sure. So our programs will open around the first week of classes. So that is end of August, early September. So I always say around September 1st. All of our programs will, program applications will become open. You can view them online, www.jmu.edu/global. You click the long list of programs, and our programs will be open until November 1st. That is the deadline for our study abroad programs. The programs will close, and we will issue out acceptances. But programs that did not fill, or programs that still would like to recruit, we will reopen those around December. Yeah, around December, and you're able to apply for those. And then the second deadline would be early March 1st.
Great, thank you for now. Next question, are there winter break study abroad programs? And I'll touch on that a little bit. JMU just this past January started its official J term. We have not launched any study abroad programs for the J term or over that winter break yet, but it is not out of the scope of possibilities. So sometime during your 4 years, if you start here at JMU in the fall, it is likely that we may have some study abroad opportunities in the winter. Next question, are there study abroad options for freshmen? And so I'll give that to Donna if you want to touch on how soon a student can study abroad when they attend JMU.
All right, well, that's a good question, and absolutely. We get you here and get you out before you even get started. So there's absolutely this past or this coming year, we would have been having a Dominican Republic program being offered for students and get some university studies credit, and that would be just prior to you starting in the fall. So that would be our first option. And then our London semester program offers the fall semester for students who want to study abroad before they even get started. You would actually begin your JMU career here in London. So that would be it's an excellent opportunity. You can take gen ed credits, you get orientation, you're treated just, as you would be here, but then you wouldn't actually start at JMU until, spring semester on campus. So yes, and then after that, you can start applying for programs. Like Pernell was saying, we have our deadlines November 1st for our summer short-term, our semester programs for the next academic year. And that gives you an opportunity. You can go your first opportunity past, the freshman programs would be just our general programs for spring break, summer, fall. Yeah, you can just go on from there, and as many as you want. So.
Thank you, Donna. Next question, Lexi, you can handle this one. Are all study abroad programs major specific?
Yeah, so I'm really glad this question was asked because no, they are not. The beauty of JMU's programs in general. So for example, I went to Malta, like I mentioned, the summer after my freshman year, and what I studied there was actually environmental sustainability, which is completely unrelated from my major, which is finance. but I got credit through honors. So the beauty of JMU as a whole is that it's very interdisciplinary, and the emphasis here is really that you can study whatever you want when you're abroad. If there's a particular country you want to go to, JMU NCG finds a way to make that work for you, whether it is with one of our programs, which we have gen ed programs that you can do, and they work with any major. We have pretty much programs for any major. Some of them, yes, it does work better with particular majors, but most of them, if you want to go on that program, if it's just something that is of interest to you, the program director will make it work for you. So I just think that is one of the best things that JMU's programs offer, is that you can really study anything, anywhere, regardless of your major of study.
Thanks, Lexi. Next question is, will I receive JMU credit through my study abroad program? We'll let Kira share a little bit about her experience with her semester program in Antwerp, and then Katie can share a little more about what it might look like for short-term programs and just other programs at JMU.
Okay, so I did the COB 300 program in Antwerp. If you're a business student or looking to be a business student, COB 300 is a semester-long segment of being in the College of Business, where you take very specific classes. I believe there's 4: operations, marketing, finance, and I cannot remember the 4th one off the top of my head. But there are 4 classes, and when you take COB 300 at JMU, they integrate a 5th component, which is a group business plan. However, when you take it abroad, the 5th component is a class called COB 301, which is a European integration business course. A lot of it is going on field trips to different businesses, learning about the city that you're in, Antwerp, and kind of just seeing the business aspect of Europe. And you go on field trips in other countries, like we did some in London, some in Germany. It's really cool. So those 4 classes, as well as that 5th class, you would be taking those 4 classes at JMU if you weren't abroad, and you get the same credit for them if you are in Antwerp. The only difference is you're not doing the group project, but on top of that, the COB 301, which is a mandatory class of COB 300 in Antwerp, you get a concentration in European business, which is really cool. But so all of your courses will transfer. I was really nervous about the whole process of signing up and making sure I got in the classes and getting into COB 300. But once you're into COB 300, it's all very easy. The enrollment they do it for you, and it's very simple, and everything transfers over with no problem. So yes, you do get credit for it.
Yeah, and just to add, I'm glad Kara spent some time talking about our Antwerp program and College of Business in general, because we do have a lot of College of Business students who are interested in studying abroad. In terms of what other credit opportunities look like, we like to call it the JMU Advantage. So if you study abroad on a JMU program, you get JMU credits. So it's literally, if your program is 3 credits, that's 3 JMU credits that are applied toward graduation, whether that be an elective or major specific, or maybe goes to a minor. Everything does transfer automatically if it's a JMU program. You don't have to fill out any extra forms, and it's weighted the same. That you get a GPA for it, so it's just as if you're taking a class on campus, except you're not. You get to go anywhere in the world to do it. If you do a program that's an external program, we do work with our providers or other partners on making sure that credit will transfer. We have a really great team. Donna is the one in our office who will handle all of your transfer credit paperwork along with your help. So we definitely have ways to make it work. If you find a program and you're not sure if you can get JMU credit for it, we'll figure out a way to make it work or potentially provide some advice. But in general, any program that's a JMU program, you get the equivalency of JMU credit.
Thank you, ladies. Next is one of our most frequently asked questions. How much does it cost to study abroad? Donna, I'll let you tackle this one, and it'll vary per type of program you go on, but Donna will cover that for you.
I will certainly try. We do want it to be as affordable as possible, so we do try to keep the costs low. But it does cost. I mean, that's the reality. It does cost to study abroad. The basic formula for our semester programs is the tuition based on your residency for the number of credits that you're taking. So for our semester programs in the summer, fall and spring, then it would be full-time credit. You would just be based on that. and for the short-term summer programs, it's broken down by you pay with the semester you also pay a program fee and that's for all our programs that encompasses any travel that's part of the program, on-ground cost, transportation within the program, entry fees, hotels, just all those type of things. But we have it broken down as best we can. It can be a little bit confusing, but we have it broken down on our website, and and invite you to look at that and answer any. We're here to help you, and we try to offer scholarships and different ways to make it affordable. But it really is something that's good for everybody, and we want you all to be able to participate.
Can I add one thing to that?
Please.
Also, kind of to go on the whole the financial aspect of it, I know in the program that I did, the COD 300, and I think in a few of the other programs, they have positions that students can hold in exchange for compensation. So with the COD 300 program in Antwerp, there were 2 student assistants, and the student assistants did things, they were kind of the middle ground between professors and the administration of the program and the students. And they did things like handing out papers for us, collecting tests, name tags, taking out the trash, just like little miscellaneous things, and there was compensation for that.
I'll also add really quickly too, like Donna mentioned, sometimes studying abroad can be expensive, and if you don't happen to get a position that's a paid position, which Kara is correct, there are positions available on certain study abroad programs for that. There are other ways to finance your trip, whether that be through JMU scholarships or external scholarships. So scholarships can vary in amount anywhere between $1,000 and $5,000, somewhere in the middle, depending again on the type of program and when it is. And so those are different ways to offset your tuition costs. Additionally, depending on your financial aid status, your financial aid can transfer to our semester programs. And then depending on the number of credits for the short-term programs, it could potentially also count for the short-term programs. Even if it doesn't meet that credit threshold, there are often different loans you can get, like Parent Plus loans, or different ways that you can finance the trip. So just in case you happen to see a big price tag, some of our programs are expensive. You have ways to finance it, but then also try to figure out ways to be creative. Our exchange programs, for example, is a really good way to get the biggest bang for your buck, since you'll be paying JMU tuition for that sort of program. And additionally, some of our short-term programs have a program fee as low as $500. So really get creative in ways to finance it if money is of concern and your ability to go abroad.
Thank you all. Next question is about what if you study abroad in a country where you don't speak that language, and how do you handle those language barriers? So Pernell, do you mind sharing a little bit about that?
Sure. It's a great question. So our JMU programs are actually led by JMU professors. So no matter where you go, the language instruction will most likely be in English. Now we do have some programs that are language and like a language intensive program. So they will have a little bit more emphasis on a specific language. So 2 programs that come to mind are our semester in Salamanca program and our program in Kyoto, Japan. So although those programs, do have that language emphasis, there are prerequisites that will go with that. So if you visit those program web pages, you can look at the prerequisites for that program and see if there is a specific level of language that you will have to know in order to be successful in that program.
Thank you, Pernell. So next question is, what if I want to find an internship abroad? What does that process look like? Katie, I'll give that one to you.
Yeah. So I love this question just because I think internships are a really great way to get a wide variety of experience. So anyone can really have an internship in the US, but to be able to say that you've done an internship overseas really adds that much more experience to your resume. That implies that you've been working with people who are from different backgrounds, or there might be language barriers, or there might be different ways of operating. So you get a whole different skill set of working in a foreign environment than you would if you were doing the exact same internship, but in the US. So interning, I think, is one of, again, the best ways to study abroad. We currently have, I think, 6 internship programs that are official internship programs. Some of our programs do have an internship component, even if it's not an official internship program. So again, definitely look for that when you're looking for a program. To link back to our website, again, check that out because you can look under our internships page to see what's available. Some of the ones that come to mind include internship opportunities available in Australia that are kinesiology or hospitality management or sport and recreation management. So there's lots of opportunities for that in the Australia internship. We have an Ireland and Germany internship that have a lot of emphasis on international business. The German internship, you can also get German credit for that as well. We have an internship in Spain, and then we have a couple of internship locations in different locations. But like I said, again, some of your programs might have an internship component. In the Ghana program, for example, that's not necessarily an internship program, but you can add on an internship to that experience. Additionally, our semester in London program also has an internship opportunity available. So even if it's not one of our traditional internship programs, you can usually find that in a different program.
Thank you so much. All right, our next question is, after studying abroad, what would you say is the biggest takeaway from your experience? So Kiara, you want to share a little bit about what your biggest takeaways were from your semester in Antwerp?
Yeah, it's a tricky question because when I think about it, there's not really one specific things to come to mind. The whole abroad experience, like collectively, there's just so much going on. Experience-wise, I think it's a lot of like communication and working with people. We had a lot of group projects, and I know they'll touch upon this earlier, but working in groups so often, so frequently for all these different things gave me so much to talk about in like job interviews, and also a lot of experience working with others. It's a lot of adulting, as people will say. So like managing money, managing your time, because there's no one kind of like cracking down on you, telling what to do when. Like you really just have to manage it yourself. A lot of traveling, knowing how to book things, how to be responsible with the way that you travel and the money you spend and the foods you eat. There were lots of instances where people, myself included, like booked the wrong flight for the wrong date, like calling the airline companies to get everything straightened out. It's really just a lot of like everything combined. It's not one specific thing, I don't think.
Great, thank you for sharing that. Next question, how will studying abroad benefit my future? Lexi, do you mind taking this one?
Yeah. So not only does it benefit you in terms of all the memories and friends that you make and that type of thing. So for me, my study abroad experience also really benefited me professionally. So companies really are looking for international experience. So kind of like Katie mentioned on the internships thing, if you want to do a different program that doesn't have an internship component, companies will still look at that as a really good thing. So the reason I got my internship was because I had studied abroad in Malta. I work for kind of a global company now, so I did 2 internships there, and then now I have a full-time job offer. And the whole reason I got the interview and got the job ultimately was because I had that international experience. So it really does make a difference. I mean, if there's 2 candidates and one has that more of the global mindset, that type of thing, that candidate is obviously going to be the better one. So I think that also just the skill set that you gain, you learn, like Kira kind of mentioned, you learn just how different things are in other countries. And I think that experience makes you a value add to any company with any role.
That's incredible, Lexi. Thanks for sharing. Okay, next question. What do I do if the country I want to study in is not offered through a program at JMU? Donna?
That's a great question. I work specifically with external students going on external programs. I think Taryn mentioned that early. That is our programs that aren't JMU courses, JMU credits, and offered by JMU. But we do allow students to do any number of programming types, direct enroll, all that sort of thing. So we work with external providers, and we have exchanges that pretty much take you to about anywhere in the world you'd want to go. So you would work with either me for external, Purnell for exchange, and we would look to see what providers are offering in that particular part of the world. And then that would be a transfer credit type program. And so it's a little extra work, but students, you know, it gives them what they need. If they're needing a specific class that we're not offering, a specific location that we aren't offering, we can't be everywhere. So, you know, but we can help you to get there.
Thank you. All right. Next question is asking about Gen Ed study abroad programs. So, which programs offer general education credit? How can students find that? And yeah, what options are there for them to get these requirements that they need at JMU abroad?
Yeah, I can take that one. So again, our website has all of this information. Definitely check that out in case this is completely overwhelming. Just like you can search for major under major snapshots, you can also search for Gen Ed. So that's what we classify as a major under our major snapshots, even though it's technically not. You can still find a whole classification of offerings from some of our semester-long programs to some of our short-term programs. So the one that immediately comes to mind is our Semester in Scotland program. And this is a program that offers the semester term, but just in the summer semester. So you have the opportunity to take 5 Gen Ed credits, 5 Gen Ed classes, 1 from each cluster for a total of about 15 or 14 credits. It's a really amazing opportunity, and it's such a good way to get all of your Gen Ed classes completed. And you're not taking them on campus, but you're taking them in Scotland. It's an 8-week opportunity. And you can go ahead and knock out those Gen Ed classes so you're able to take some of your more major classes when you get back on campus. Something like this does require a little bit of planning though. So if you're sitting at home now thinking that you want to study abroad and you think that this might be a good idea, you want to make sure you're not enrolling in classes in your first and second semesters as a freshman and Gen Ed classes that you could be taking in Scotland. So then you can really make sure that you're not doubling up on credit and you can get those taken care of. Something else that comes to mind is, again, some of our short-term program offerings. Some of them have several courses you can choose from. Some of those courses are major specific, like we've talked about, but some of those courses could fulfill a Gen Ed. And we have a program in Venice, for example, that has one of our Hume classes that counts as a Gen Ed. So look at that as an option. And additionally, some of our other semester locations, so London has a couple of Gen Eds that you can take. Donna answered this question a little bit with opportunities available for freshmen. One of the things that we do offer is the ability to study abroad in London as a freshman, and you can get some of your Gen Ed credits in that way as well.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Another question. What events does the CGE Study Abroad offer for students to learn about the various study abroad programs? Pernell, you want to share a little bit about this?
Sure. We offer quite a few events. One of our biggest events that we have is the Study Abroad Fair. This is take over the festival ballroom, and we have all of our programs represented. You get a chance to, or similar to a career fair or college fair if you've ever been to one, but instead of having careers and colleges at these tables, every table is represented with one of our study abroad programs, and you have the opportunity to go around and have a chat with whoever may be representing the table. You can chat with program directors, past participants of the program, and just to get to find a fit for you. You don't have to commit to a program at that particular event, but it's just a chance for you to kind of see the different options that we do have. We also have smaller events to kind of inform you on how to prepare for study abroad. So we have info sessions that run weekly in the fall. And we also have events that are put on by our Global Dukes. We've done Study Abroad 101 events this year, which are pretty fun, where we pretty much just, you learn about study abroad from the student perspective. We also have Study Abroad Week in January, which is the last week in January. And we do a Taste of Study Abroad. So I think of it this way, like a study abroad fair with food, more food. We try to get food from different regions across the globe. And again, it's just another way for you to connect with program directors, past participants. Our Global Dukes and ambassadors are always represented at our events, so you always get a chance to talk with students who have gone abroad as well.
Well, Wonderful. Thank you, Purnell. Next question is for Lexi. Is it better to do a semester abroad during your sophomore or junior year, or is there a particular time that's best for studying abroad in general?
Yeah, so I'm just going to say that it kind of depends. So it depends really on what your major's program timeline looks like. So for the College of Business, the one that I'm with, it made more sense for me to go abroad junior year because that was the way the program was offered, and that was how I would stay on track. I'll say if you're trying to knock out more gen ed credits, it may be better to go your sophomore year. A lot of people do that as well. I mean, the vast majority definitely go sophomore and junior year. So I would say it's pretty even there. But again, it really just depends. Our advisors are more than happy to sit down with you, or you can and kind of go over your plan, and it'll help it work when it'll fit best into your timeline. Also, it's good to talk to your major advisor as well, because they might be able to better advise you as to when you have to take certain classes to graduate in time with your major, as well as when a study abroad may work better when people from your major typically go abroad. So it really just depends, but it's definitely doable either time.
Yep, that was a great question. Good answer. Next question, and this may be our last one. How does someone get accepted to study abroad? Is it first come, first serve, or based on grades? Donna, you'll hit this one.
Sure. That's good to know. You definitely want to know how to get in. We mentioned the study abroad deadline of November 1st, and that's actually when our first review of applications. So some programs will have a little bit different timeline, so you definitely want to check the program that you're looking at in case theirs is earlier. But that is actually when we begin to review applications, and each director, a director is someone who oversees that program. They're the ones that review the application, and and they look at your grades, they look at your essay, they look at any of the components that they've required for their program, and then that's how they determine who would best fit into their particular program. We definitely try to place everyone. So if your first choice program you do not get in, we will continue to try to find a program that will work for you. But then after our initial deadline and acceptance, the applications will reopen on a rolling basis. So then if there's space, directors will review your application. If you're a good fit, then we'll accept you. So that's how it goes.
Great, thanks. And really the last question this time is, what kind of insurance coverage should I have for study abroad? Katie?
That's a great question. Something to always keep on the back of your mind anytime you travel. One thing that is included in terms of the program fee that you pay to go on these programs is insurance covered by CISI, which is a partner that JMU partners with to provide insurance for students. So this will cover you for the whole duration abroad for health-related concerns. It's always a good idea to make sure you still have your home health insurance, but that is a nice bonus to have when you're overseas. You can always, we'll give you a little card and you'll have an ID number where you can present that information, and either it'll cover some expenses, or you'll be able to get reimbursed for any expenses that you might have to pay out of pocket. Obviously, there are some case-by-case examples and potentially some exceptions, but it is a pretty good blanket coverage in terms of health concerns. In terms of travel insurance, that's not something that we require, but we always encourage students to look into purchasing travel insurance, especially something like a pandemic. When that happens, it's always a good idea in case you have to cancel any plans or change anything at the last minute. But lots of people do like to have that in case of delayed flights or flight cancellations or anything. So we encourage students to look out for that as well, but that isn't something that we require or provide. But the health insurance we do provide.
Great. Thank you, Katie. And thank you so much, panelists. And thank you all so much for joining us this evening. If we were not able to get to your questions during this panel, please leave them under the comment section and we will make sure to respond to those. You're also welcome to email us directly at studyabroad@jmu.edu. More information can be found at the Choices website, and that link will be posted below. Have a great weekend. Stay safe and go Dukes. Yeah.
Woo. Good job, Taryn.